Okay, we're back with draw 5 of the Nashua Juniors Curling Bonspiel. It's Dan York. I'm coming at you here from the Nashua, New Hampshire Curling Club. And the two teams that we've got featured playing right now are going to be the Petersham 1 team and the team from Schenectady. You can see the teams out there right now looking at figuring out who's doing what. Petersham 1 is going to be throwing red rocks, and Schenectady will be throwing yellow. There's the flip out there. They're looking for the coin, and it's going to be who is doing what. Looks like Megan's getting into the hack first. So I'm going to assume that Schenectady won the toss, so they will have hammer going in this. Megan Ennis will be throwing first for Petersham. On the sheet next door, on sheet number 2, going next door to us, we have Petersham 2 throwing, again, red rocks, interestingly, and Cape Cod 2 throwing yellow rocks. Both of these teams are here. So the first rock is away. Megan Ennis throwing her rock down there. Morgan Whitney is the skip down on the other end. Chloe York and Max Whitney are the sweepers right in here. So that was the first rock from Faith O'Toole with the Schenectady team. That team is skipped by Betsy O'Toole. Vice is Connor Chu. Second is Zoe Ferreira, and the lead is Faith O'Toole. Here in the Petersham 1 team, Megan Ennis again is the lead. Chloe York is the second. Max Whitney is Vice, and Morgan Whitney is the skip. So there's nothing in the house. The second rock from Megan Ennis is going down and getting over the line to be a high guard out there in front. So nice shot by Megan. Second shot now from Faith O'Toole. As with some of the other games I've been doing, you will hear muted sound when I'm not talking, just because there's a lot of background noise. We're doing this live from the warm room here in Nashua, New Hampshire, and there's a good number of people here. Lots of conversation, lots of things going on as the games go on and play later. Of course, there's lots more activity as people shout at the glass sometimes, but it's all in good fun. So now, shooting next will be Chloe York with her first stone. Looks like a nice shot coming in right at the top of the house. It's hard to tell from this angle. It might be a biter. Okay, the skip here is going to be Betsy O'Toole. She's calling for a shot around the outside edge and getting into the center. This will be Zoe Ferrara shooting second here. Second shot for Chloe. Morgan's calling her to draw down around on the right side and come in back down into the inside there. This is the second game in a row for Petersham 1. They just played a very hard-fought game against Cape Brumectedy, which wound up coming down to the final 2 stones, which resulted in Cape Brumectedy winning by 1 point, which puts Petersham 1 into this game here. If they do go on and win over Schenectady, they will then play in the 4:30 game, which would be another game right after that. Schenectady won earlier in their game. They lost earlier in the game at their 9 o'clock draw. They're now in this game here playing against Petersham 1. And again, the winner of this game will go on to play in the 4:30 game. And then the loser will go to the sunrise games, as they're called, in the morning tomorrow morning. So this is the shot from Zoe coming down there on the left-hand side. Going to drop off audio for a couple of happening. Max. And then I've got Connor Chu shooting the vice stones for the yellow for Schenectady. Be back in a couple minutes. First stone by Morgan Whitney, thrown here for skip stones. Looking to try to block that side to prevent the shot from coming in there. So it looks like Petersham is sitting 1, possibly 2. We can't tell from the angle of the overhead camera that we can see here. Unfortunately, there's not an easy way I can show you that overhead camera from here across the live stream. But it looks like they're gonna, what are they gonna call?
Run back.
Yeah, they're looking to tap back, run back on that yellow that's up there, see if they can knock that back down there. So this is Betsy O'Toole skipping the Schenectady team, and Connor Chu serving as the vice down there. So we'll see. This is a shot to go and try to knock that yellow one back. See where it can go. Let's see what happens. It's going to come back. We can see the yellow one right there kind of in the center of the screen. It's going to come back. Let's see. Boom. It's going to hit it. It's going to hit the red. Oh. Let's see. No, it looks like it hit the top red. So so now you definitely have 2 red stones in there now. So now Morgan looks to figure out what he's going to throw to stop that in some way. I would think he'll probably throw a guard at some level to go and try to plug that up, so that way he can make sure she can't come down after that red. I'm not sure what they're doing now. They're moved to the other side. Max Whitney is the vice here, Morgan's older brother. Over on the other sheet, it looks like we're down to last rock as well for the Petersham team. Okay, here we go for Morgan. Here he goes. He's got another shot coming down. What's going to happen here? Looks like he's knocking some yellow stones around. Not fully sure what was. Okay, now I can get a better shot looking at that down there. So it looks like she's going to try to figure out how to come around or what to do to come in there. It looks from our shot certainly that red is sitting 1 and 2. And Connor's suggesting she come down and hit that red one out. So looks like trying to come down around and get to the full 8, because right now the red stone is on the line. So if she could come down and get fully into the white, it would be a good thing for their team there. As you heard from the background, something happened that was very, very close. I'm not quite sure what. The sounds you heard from parents was happening on the sheet next to us. On sheet 2, there was a tap back by red to potentially get right into the center, and it was just a little bit heavy, winding up with the thing going through and Cape Cod scoring 1. It looks like Petersham has scored 2 in the first end, getting 2 up on the board as they start to clean the rocks and get ready for the next end. We're again coming at you from Nashua Curling Club here in Nashua, New Hampshire. The 2 teams playing are from Schenectady, New York, and the Petersham, Massachusetts club. Although Chloe York is actually from Keene, New Hampshire, so there is a New Hampshire connection to part of this. The other team has come down from Schenectady. It's one of the clubs here in the Grand National Curling Club region, the eastern region of the United States. And Megan Ennis throwing her first shot. Coming down here. Chloe York and Max Whitney sweeping it hard. Looks like it's coming in kind of slow. They're sweeping it hard. They're trying to get it across that hog line. For those who are new to the sport or looking at it, the rock has to get across that line in order to be in play. And wow, that was a lot of sweeping from Max and Chloe, so they certainly earned their sweeping today. All right. First shot now from Faith O'Toole. Coming down. Red shot first in this end because they won the points in the last end, and so now they are throwing first. Over on the other sheet, we see the first shot from Karen Monchamp coming down the lane. Back on our sheet, the shot from Faith O'Toole, Faith O'Toole, coming down here and coming into the rings, and Morgan's going to get on that to make sure that it stays out of the rings. Megan Ennis getting ready to shoot her second shot. Releases away. Max and Morgan watching it. Looking like it's got, nope, now they're jumping on it. Making sure it gets across. It looks like it might actually be right by. Nope, that's okay. Tip off. They're sweeping it, making sure it gets down into the rings. Nice shot. Good shot to have down in there. All right. So now Betsy O'Toole as skip calling for the second shot from Faith O'Toole to come down and draw into the center of the rings here. First shot by Chloe York coming down in here. Looks like it's coming down pretty heavy though, so it's coming down and going right down through. Okay, so now the next shot will be by Zoe Ferrara of Schenectady, throwing second stones for Schenectady. Looks like we're still having a few of the connection problems we had earlier, as we had a brief dropout in the connection here, but hopefully we'll be able to continue this. Second shot now by Chloe York coming down the ice. Looks like the intent is to have it come back and sit on this one at the back. It's looking pretty good. The sweepers are on it to keep it on, to keep it there and knock it out and roll slightly over behind the cover. That was perfect. That was an excellent shot by Chloe. Excellent shot on that one. Rolled back in there. Zoe Ferrara being asked to come down on the left side of the sheet. As it's coming in this side, coming down into the rings. Morgan's going to get ready to sweep that. He's going to try to bring that back. See if he can bring that back. And Morgan goes, and It hangs on for a bit of a biter at the very back. Okay, going now into Vice Stones. Morgan's calling for Max Whitney to come down around the side and sit on that rock at the back, or take it out, it looks like at this point. So we're going to try to take out that yellow rock in the back. That was a shot by Connor Chu that also went through there. So we've got not a lot up at the top of the house right now. Yeah, the rocks are coming down pretty heavy right here now. So this one's going to be coming down and going through as well. All right. So next rock now for Connor Chu. And looks like they're going to try to have him come down with the ice she's calling. But Betsy O'Toole's calling that ice. It's going to be on the outside to split the house. Splitting the view a little bit, you can now see over on the right side of your screen a bit, you can see the other game with Petersham 2 playing against Cape Cod 2. And the Cape Cod has yellow, Petersham has red. So the good news for those of you who are watching this who know of Petersham is red in both sheets. Morgan Whitney getting ready to shoot his first rock here. Looks like he's calling a takeout to get rid of that yellow one that's in the back there, which would leave them with 2 if it hits around and stays. So we'll see there what goes on. Switch back to this shot to see Morgan getting ready to go there. The shot is away. Coming on down here. Looks like it needs to come over. Okay, looks like it's going to hit. The question is whether it will stick around. It hits, knocks that one out, and rolls over. So, good news is it stays there quite well. Bad news is it's a pretty good target there for Betsy O'Toole to come down to and either knock out or, as Connor Chu suggesting, to sit right on top of it. Okay, so here's the first shot for Skip Betsy O'Toole coming down here. Let's see where this is going to wind up. Looks like she was coming down to sit right on the two red stones. They're waiting for it to come over. It looks like it's coming over now. This looks like it could be a really good shot. If it comes over there, it's going to be just a tad bit heavy and come out there, leaving Morgan a nice takeout there to go and get, looks like he's going to come in there and take that one out, try to do the same kind of hit and roll that he did last time. Morgan's shot is away, coming on down here. I can see over the shoulders as it's coming down in here. There, he's calling the sweepers on to hold it for line to make sure that it hits. It's going to come down and hit, knock that one out, and nicely stay over there. Beautiful shot. That was a very nice shot that he did. Take that out. So he... nice shot there to get that one out there. Now Betsy O'Toole talks to Connor Chu about what to do. This is the last rock of the end. Basically, she just needs to draw anywhere in the inner white or get to the blue to score 1. Currently, Petersham is sitting with 2. Over on the other end, so we're looking at this draw. She just has to get it down here into the blue. Okay. Max is going to try to draw that back down, but that was a really nice shot. Good shot for Schenectady. They now got a point on the board. So 1 point for Schenectady. Good draw there by their skip. Okay, starting into end number 3, this is Faith O'Toole throwing lead stones for the Schenectady team. Looks like she was being called for a guard up on the front, and so we shall see how that goes. There we go, right up in the front like that. So next up, Megan Ennis. See where her rock is coming down. It looks like Max and Chloe are that. Bringing it out there over onto the left side. Next up, second shot for Faith O'Toole. Second shot here for Megan Ennis. Her shot's coming down. Looks like it's actually coming down to the yellow. Nice takeout by Megan Ennis. Taking out and rolling over a little bit. So that's a very nice shot that she had there. So Chloe York is throwing her here. Looks like they're trying to have her draw into the top of the house. It's coming down in there, coming down top. Looks like it's going to be about T-line, coming a little bit behind. A little deep for what I think they wanted because it gives now a target to sit on, but it was down there nicely, and that's exactly what Betsy O'Toole's calling, is to get that shot from Zoe Ferrara down and around in there. Let's see, here we go. Shots away, hanging out there. Let's see what happens. It's going to come down. Looks like it's going to come down and hit the red rock. Almost double out. Looks like that might have hung on for a biter on there. Okay, Morgan's asking Chloe to hit that yellow one out. A little risky here with the reds behind, that the yellow could go and jam on that. But we're going to see where this goes. Shots away. Oh, it was outside on that regard, so it's going to be going out on the outside and around. Heavy on that shot there. Okay, now the skip stones. First up is Connor Chu throwing for Schenectady. You can see the tired faces on a number of the players on all of the sheets here. These kids were up. Many of them were playing in an 8:15 draw last night that went till about 10:15, 10:30. So staying at local hotels or going home or wherever they were, they were up for a late night, and then they started up, many of them again, at 9 o'clock this morning for some of their first games that were out there. Schenectady played at 9 this morning against the Cape Cod 1 team that Petersham 1 played again last night. So that was a nice shot by Zoe Ferrara coming down in there. And so it looks like yellow is sitting 1 and potentially 2. It's hard to know from the exact view from here which of those shots is there, but Max Whitney's getting ready for his first stone, and his stone is away, heading on down there, looking to try to take out those one of the yellow stones up in the front. It's got pretty good weight going down there. I'm not clear about how the line is, what's going to happen to it. It's going out a bit. Looks like it might actually wind up taking out the back red one that was at the very back side of that. Next up will be Connor Chu throwing his second skips or vice stone. On the sheet next door, it's tied 1-1 for Petersham 2 and Cape Cod 2, and they're in vice stones right now with Jack Edelman throwing his stone and vice Nicole Fusero getting ready to go and throw her first stone as well. Okay, so back here on our sheet, it's Max Whitney's last rock here. And Morgan asking him to draw in draw into the button, basically. So we'll have to see how this goes. If Max were able to draw to the actual button, this being a Saturday, they have a button bag that migrates from sheet to sheet. Whenever somebody either gets a double takeout or they draw directly to the button bag goes to that sheet. And then at the end of the game, at the end of Saturday, it's going to go and be given to whichever team had that. So in this case, Max wound up taking out or pushing back the yellow, which jammed on one of the back reds, which now gives yellow with this pocket of 3 stones in the back of the house and 1 red stone up in the front, rather predictably. Connor setting up Betsy O'Toole's first shot to be a take out of that red. If she can take that out and roll over, then yellow will be sitting 4, which would be a great position for them to be in. Stone is away. Let's see how this comes down. It's coming down, looking pretty good. Oh, okay. Well, that was a good shot for Schenectady, and now they are sitting 4. Morgan Whitney pretty much has his shot is to go down and try to knock that one back and roll over behind the cover of the guards and see if he can go and do that. So we'll see here what Morgan goes. Holding the broom down by the stone there. Let's see how this goes as Morgan releasing the rock. This is an important shot for Morgan. He needs to hit that and roll over behind cover. He hits it, rolls. Oh, just rolls a tiny bit too far. But that's, it's still a great shot to get down there and do that. But now the shot's there. The port's there now for the yellow to take this out. Morgan does have last rock in this end. So we'll see how this Betsy O'Toole out of Schenectady throwing her last stone here. Connor Chu holding the broom. Okay, here we go. Pretty big hole there for her to come down through. There are guards on either side, but we'll have to see. She's going to try to take this out. Shots away. Their sweepers are trying to make sure that goes there. Well, it looks like it might be on the front guard from here. Hard to tell, but it looks like it is on the front guard. Okay, it's going to knock that stone through. All right, so Morgan is sitting 1. He's got his last shot. His last shot now. He needs to just go down there and come in there for 2.
All he's got to do is throw a little weight.
Yeah, if he just gets doing the right side so he won't cause any danger to his redstone that's sitting over on the left side of that. So he's got plenty of backing. All those stones in the back there that if he comes down with a good weight and which he is, he's going to come and oh man, he was a little bit on the outside though. It looks like it's going to wind up. Okay, yeah. If he had been a little bit more on the inside, he would have been a little bit able to do that. But so 1 point for Petersham. At the end, after 3, there'll be a score of 3-1. Petersham over Schenectady as we now head into our 4th end. Going to be right back in a couple minutes with some audio. Trying to see, still working on seeing if we can get some on-ice audio. So hang on for a moment. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. All right, so we've checked out a couple things. We're trying to bring you combined audio of the ice and also what's in here. It looks like we'll be giving you one or the other. In the meantime, there was a button shot by somebody at Schenectady there. And so it looks like the button bag will now go out to Schenectady. So they'll be able to have that over here on this sheet. Button, you can see somebody at the bottom of the frame delivering the button bag out there. Just a little bit of fun to have for anybody who goes and does this. Shot by Connor Chu coming down here. Looks like it's trying to have it come in there. Morgan Whitney getting ready to bring it to the back, but it looks like it's going to die right about there. Okay. Going to try switching and seeing if we can bring in some sound from out on the ice. Hang on for a moment. We'll see what that sounds like. Shot there by Max Whitney, coming down on the outside, a little bit too heavy, and came out there. That's a bit of what the ice sound was like. Not much dramatic happening at the time we switched to it, but I did prove that we can switch to it. This mic to come into our recorder that we're using as a mixer, feeding into the Mac where this is all streaming out using Wirecast. Okay, so now the next shot by Connor Chu coming in. Coming down on the outside. They called for a guard, if I read that correctly. Watching some of the pieces. It looks like it's coming in fairly quickly, but it looks like it's going to stop again. Morgan getting ready to sweep it. Rules of curling are that the opposing team can sweep it when it crosses past the tee line. So Morgan doing that. So now, going into the skip stones. Schenectady sitting 3. Morgan going to be coming in to do something to change that around. I'm not quite sure what the call is. It looks like he's being called pretty close to the rock, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be a takeout of some type. We'll have to see how this, what this goes, what the call is here. Rock is away. Let's switch to the room audio and see how it goes. Boom, boom, the sound of granite hitting granite. 42 pounds of granite in each of these rocks, so when they do hit, they do make noise and move around. So Morgan removing the center counting stone, but not sticking around. So now Schenectady is sitting 2. And they're currently, at the current time, it's 3-1 after 3 ends. This is the 4th end. They're coming in there. So this is the first shot by the Schenectady skip, Betsy O'Toole. Her stone is away, now coming in. Can't see where it's going. Looks like this. I see sweepers sweeping really hard, trying to keep it in there, looking to see that. I think they want to make sure it gets into the rings, and it does look like it is in the rings. Okay, up at the top. So Morgan pretty much has to come down and sit on this in order to be able to. He's got to be able to count. He needs to count on there, and he needs to ideally freeze to it so that they can't move him out of there. Flip it back to the room audio for a little bit. Oh, this is not looking good. Oh, wow. He's got one. He's got one, but now she's got 2 rocks in there. And so she's got to get, if she brings one into the rings, then yellow will have 3. So pretty much just has to hit the rings, though. So as long as she can do that, she will be in. So, yep, looking to make the call from the outside. Come on in from that side. As long as she gets in the rings at this point, she will get 3 points. So she's got 2. Chance for Schenectady now to pull ahead by 1 point. All right, nice shot there by Betsy O'Toole. Getting three stones in. So the score will now be 4-3 with Schenectady in the lead. Over on the sheet 2, which you can see through the... I changed to that angle over here. You'll see over on sheet 2, the final yellow stone was thrown. Red has 4 in the house, 1 yellow in there. It's now down to the final stone from Maureen Whitney to go and see what she can do here. And she's looking at how she could potentially take that yellow one out. If she could come back and hit one of the red stones over there, this is on the far right side of your screen. If she can go and do that, then she'll wind up with, potentially 4 or 5, depending upon what she does. Looks like the red is out counting the yellow, so she's got 1 point anyway. Not clear. Looks like maybe she's going to draw into the blue there, and go from that. Over there, the score is, let's see what that score is. Score is 3-1, Cape Cod 2, or 2-1, with Cape Cod 2 having 2 points. Looks pretty certain that Petersham 2 will have 1 point over here, potentially more. Back on sheet 1, Megan Ennis throwing her first stone. Faith O'Toole already. All right. I'm going to hang for the wide view for just a moment more so we can see about the shot from Maureen Whitney coming in over on the right side of the game over there. Jack Edelman holding the broom for her. As that comes down a little bit on the outside, they're hoping for it to come back. Looks like it's coming back a bit. They've got to go and, as they wish it would go over a little bit more to the right. They're got 3 people working on it, trying to pull that one in there. Oh, that was so close. So close. Looks like it's going to be 1 for red over there, which should tie the game up if I have that. Oh, wait. I guess there's one more stone being thrown here. So, okay. So yellow actually has the last rock. So they over there on that side, and so they'll be trying to figure out how to get rid of all those reds or to draw in somehow to go and do this. Back on sheet 1. On sheet 1, we've got a yellow at the top of the house, a yellow in the back of the blue 4, and a red in the back 12 foot. Morgan is signaling Megan to go and take that yellow one out. So there she goes, firing down there. Okay, let's see where this is going. Max and Chloe getting on it to hold the line and see how it goes down there. Looks like it, if they're holding it, they might hold it. It's looking like they might get there. And, oh, it does. It does. All right. That was a good, hit that one and rolled out. Okay. Over on the other sheet, while we're looking at this, Anna Cinzali's final stone is coming down. I think she was trying to come through the port to try to get in there to get down to where those stones were. But I think they're going to call that again. I don't know what that is. Are we... oh, okay. There's one more stone. I guess red does have the final stone. All right, so now it looks like that there will be the final stone there for Maureen Whitney coming down and presumably trying to get rid of that yellow stone that's in there. All right, back on our sheet, the first stone for Chloe York. Getting ready to throw down there. Morgan asking her to draw in behind the yellow guards. So here's a draw shot. All right, so over on the other sheet, sheet 2 with Peter's M2, Maureen Whitney's rock is coming down. It's going to come down. Let's see if it's going to hit it. Okay. Oh, wow. That was a huge end for Petersham. Huge end for Petersham over on the other sheet. Looks like they might have scored 6, if I count that right. All right. That was a well done.
Outstanding.
They're looking pretty happy over there on that sheet. Okay, so that will do that. Looks like they have something going on, though. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'm not sure. Okay, it was 6.
Well, and the real key thing, I think the back ones count too.
Oh.
There's one in the back here.
All right, so back on our sheet, Morgan's calling for Chloe to come down and hit the yellow. That's what I think I took from his. Okay, her shot's away, heading down that way. Might be, it's going out. It's got to curl a good bit still to get there, but it looks like it's breaking now. Let's see, here it goes. Here it goes, going to hit that one and nicely roll over behind the other ones. Very nice shot. Very nice shot. The amusing part about a live stream and the lag that's here is I can text my wife and let her know to go and the shot's coming up. Kind of amusing on this aspect of things. As we're watching this game go on from here. Nice shot by Connor Chu, getting that shot right up in front there. Morgan predictably there calling for a takeout, asking Max which side he wants to go and do to take that shot out. Max throwing. Shot coming down. Looks like it's a little bit on the outside. A little wide. Might actually hit one of the red stones. Let's see what goes on with this. It knocked out a front red guard and then moved over across and wound up going out of play. Connor Chu now up for his second rock. Coming down, was asked to throw a guard or throw a draw in there. Let's see where that goes. We'll switch back into the audio in the rink now for a little bit.
Can you get your grapes?
Oh. All right. Here we are coming down into skipstones, and Morgan Whitney throwing his first skipstone. Betsy O'Toole has already thrown hers. The house is setting up quite nicely down there for the yellow team for Schenectady. They've got a couple up in the front. They've got one down in the blue, and there's two red in the back. Looks like Morgan is going to come down and try to take out that yellow that is right in the middle. So we'll see where that goes. Here it comes. Let's see where it goes. Hard to see with all the people in there, but it looks like it is going to do it. It's going to come down and settle down there. Wow. Wow, he drew right down in there. Perfect shot. Very nice. It looks like it's hard to tell from this angle. He might be shot stone, which means he would be number one. Looks like from the angle there. I will switch and you'll see what we're seeing from in here. As Betsy O'Toole shoots her final rock, you can see this is the view we have. We have a TV mounted on the wall that has an overhead guard. Okay, so that's the view that we're seeing down there. Now, Morgan is going to throw his last stone, and looks like from here, again, as we sort of see from that monitor, it looks like the red stone is counting first. So Morgan will now be looking at how to go and either get a second one out of there if he can. We'll have to see. Yeah, as people were saying here, you can't know. The camera angle doesn't always tell us the truth. It has to be decided by the folks who are out there playing. Morgan's going down there. Let's see what this is going to do. All of them are following the rock down. Let's see where he's going. And you'll see the rock coming into the screen in just a moment as it comes in. Looks like he's going to hit off of that one. Wound up doing that and trying to come in there. So, all right, looks like one red to me. We'll have to see what they decide. They do have the option of measuring, but I think for them it looked clear enough, obviously, that it was going to be one red. So Petersham wins the fifth end to tie the game up at 4 points all. Switching back to a wider view, we'll begin our sixth end with the first rocks being thrown by Faith O'Toole. Faith O'Toole throwing her first rock. One of the interesting parts about curling, as you can perhaps hear from some of that, is that it's all up to the kids. It's not, there's no coaching or anything else going on out there, so they're making all decisions and calls themselves. I'll let you hear a little bit more as this rock comes in here. You can hear Morgan calling for the same weight and just getting there. For those curious, I have a 2-track setup, which is why I can either do my voice or the sound of the audio. Look at this rock. Let's see if it'll get by there. Oh, it was so close. It was so close. They're going to try to bring it in there. Yep, bringing it in there. They got it in there. All right, it's a biter. So, nice shot there.
I do. It'll be nice and cool.
Second stone by Faith O'Toole. Having her come down here. There is another game immediately after this one. It'll be played from 4:30 to 6:30. Then after that, a set of very tired kids will adjourn to a local pizza place to have some, or bowling place to have some pizza and bowling. And then there's games again tomorrow morning. There is an 8:45 set of games, which are called the Sunrise games, which are basically the teams that there will be 6 teams in the finals that are all going to be happening at 11 tomorrow. There'll be a first event final, a second event, and a third event. And those will have the 6 teams in it. The other 4 teams will play in the Sunrise event at 8:45 a.m. tomorrow. One of those teams will be crowned the winner of the Sunrise event based on the points. So there'll be 4 teams playing on 2 sheets, and hopefully, and one of those teams will be out of there. And then one of the teams will win that thing. And the finals will happen at 11, and they'll go from 11 to 1-ish, typically. And so the Bonspiel will be over by about 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Right now, we're seeing the first rock by Chloe York coming down into the house. Max and Megan are sweeping it to get it in down there. It's nicely out in the right side or left side from our perspective. Morgan asking Chloe if she can see that and if she can hit it, calling for that shot. The shot's away. Let's see where this goes. I'll turn it back to room audio. Looks a little bit wide on that. Well, let's see where it comes back. If it comes back, looks like it's going to come right through at the current time. Oh, tapped it over a little bit behind the guards. Wound up in there. Okay. Next up is Zoe Farrar throwing second stones for Schenectady. You saw there that shot from Connor Chu coming down and being just a little bit heavy, and Morgan Whitney jumping on that. It's gone past the tee line, the line through the center of the house. Then the opposing skip can sweep it. In this case, he was. And so he swept it out there really hard on that. He'd ask his brother Max to come down there. Max was a little bit wide on that. Came down and knocked the red stones around a bit. Now, unfortunately, this red stone is left out as a target for Connor Chu to come down and hit that and potentially roll over behind the other guards. We'll see how he does here. His shot's away. Let's see how that goes. You can see what happened there. They were there's a lot of technique that you've got to try to figure out, and they were trying to figure out where to sweep it and how to do it. As when you're sweeping it, it'll keep the line going straight, and it can help it go farther, and there's always a balance you have to strike in how much you do that. And in that one, if they swept it a little bit more, it might have kept it so that it was straight, so that it would have wound up hitting that rock and staying there. So something happened over on the other side. All right, Max was coming down there to do a guard. Looks like he's going to go and... All right, so moved some rocks around, but now it looks like the yellow stone is second shot, and the red stone's now very exposed. So Connor Chu gets a second attempt to go and take out that red stone and stay down there. As I was saying before, there's always it's part of a challenge of being a skip is when do you call people on to sweep or not. And in that case, the rock went around. It looks like it's coming over now, but it looks like it's still going to get a piece of it. It's going to get it and roll right over. That's a beautiful shot by Schenectady. Very nice. They rolled right over onto the button, and that's a very nice shot right there. Good going for them. So now Morgan and Max trying to figure out what to do next. So Morgan was trying to come down and hit some of those yellow stones, but he was a bit wide on that and wound up going outside. That was the first of his stones. He's got one more after this. Now Betsy O'Toole's looking to figure out what she's going to do. Probably try to... Well, they're looking like they're having a debate about which do they do. Do they try to draw in? Do they try to guard? What do they try to do at this point? This is the sixth end. After this, we'll have two more ends. When I was switching to inside audio, you heard a lot of the yelling, and often you hear hard is what they're saying, although you may not necessarily understand that, but it's saying hard as in sweep hard. Now, of course, the irony was you were hearing that from 2 sheets away. Somebody over there on sheet 3 in the back side definitely has a loud voice on that one, so you can hear that, but that's a lot of the sounds of curling when you're inside there, when you get a lot of the activity happening. You also hear the rocks moving, the broom sweeping, lots of sounds inside of a curling game going on. So it looks like Betsy O'Toole's trying to bring a rock right down, ideally try to just draw right down to the blue. One of those shots that as a skip you've got to be able to make somehow. Sweepers looks like it's coming in a little bit heavy. Max is getting ready to go sweep it out. Oh, that was a unfortunate miss there for Betsy. But she's still got 2 right there, and now Morgan has to pretty much duplicate her shot and draw down to he's got to draw right down to the Yellowstones back there in there, or else wind up giving up 2. So this is the shot he's got. Betsy did. And I double one or push it back, depending upon what he's trying to do here. It's coming out a little bit wide on that regard and heavy, so it's staying out there pretty straight. So it's not going to come back at all, unfortunately. So Betsy O'Toole is sitting 2 right now, so she's got a definite 2. Now she just needs to figure out how inside the white rings. Then she'll be able to score 3. So this could be a good end for Schenectady. We'll have to see how this goes here. Max jumping on that one hard to try to get that out. It looks like, though, it's probably going to be... Did they call that? Yep. I think they called 3. Now. All right. So we've got 2 ends left after 6. That will put it up by the 3 points that they just scored here. So there'll be 2 ends left. Schenectady will shoot first because they scored here. So Petersham will have the hammer in the 7th end. Over on sheet 2, it's again Cape Cod playing Petersham 2. It looks like, from what I can see, that in the 5th end, Petersham had an extra point. They're in the 6th end right now. So the current is 8 to... Let's see, it looks like 8 to 2 right now. So we'll see how this goes. Back on our sheet. That first shot down there, lead stones typically being used to set up guards at the front is the usual pattern of play. If you are the team that does not have the hammer, you're typically trying to get some guards or get some things so that you can be able to potentially prevent the other team from scoring or to steal some points. Morgan is asking Megan Ennis to go and draw down behind the yellow stone that's there. The shot is away. Looks like it might actually hit the front one. No, it looks it's going curling across. It's going to go through on that. These kids have at this point been playing about 3.5 hours. They were in a game from 11:15 to 1:15. They had a bit of a break. Well, the Petersham team, I should say, is playing. They played 2 hours from 11:15 to about 1:30, 1:15, 1:30. They had a bit of a break until 2, and then they came back out here, and they've been playing now for the last hour and a half. So they're getting pretty tired, having been playing in back-to-back games like that. Unlike many other team sports or things, there are no substitutes in curling. You have to play the whole time. You're out there, you're doing it. There's no other teams or no other groups to be part of it. It's your 4-person team is out there and going on. So it could be a full amount of curling, a long day for people here. And there is one more game after this. Again, starting at 4:30 will be the final game for the day. The team from Schenectady played this morning at from 9 to 11-ish, and then they had the earlier the 11:15 draw off, and then they came back here to play at 2. So they as well have also been playing that. They just had a slightly longer break in the middle. They too have been out here for a long time today. All right, second rock from Megan Ennis going down there. I admit I missed the call, but it looks like it's coming over onto the edge, probably with Max and Chloe working hard at sweeping it there, looking to try to get that, keep that in play, and look to get it into the rings. They're going to get it on. They're going to get it. Is it going to get there? Oh, so close. They were about 6 inches away. Well, something like that from what we can see on that. Rock like that out on the edge, though, we've seen that in the play earlier today, did have an impact when somebody ricocheted off a rock out there back into the rings. So it can have an option. Certainly when he gets out there, trying to get in for a biter, to be able to be at least counting. A ring must break the plane of the edge of the rings. It must get in. It must be touching the rings in order to count. Then as in curling, whoever is closest to the color that is closest to the center is the one that wins the end and scores points. And then they score as many points as they have rocks from the center out to the nearest opposing stone. If you've played bocce, the rules are similar there. So Chloe York, as you can tell from the background noise, we have some little ones floating around here. And somebody trying to call through the glass out to one of the kids out there. First stone from Chloe York coming down there. Morgan was, I think, asking her to come down and draw to the yellow. Looks like it's going out there. Let's see if it's going to curl back. I think Morgan's watching, waiting for the curl to see if it's going to come back. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Oh, it's just going to be a little bit on the inside. Missed the yellow stone by just a couple of inches. Okay, so first stone here, or second stone for Zoe Ferrara. Okay. And she's throwing out there. Let's see where they're going. Chloe York brushing off the stone, as they often do, to make sure there's no grit or anything on the bottom of the stone. Getting ready to throw her rock. Over on the sheet 2, Jack Edelman and Maureen Whitney were talking about what to do, how to come down there and try to draw in on the yellow rocks that are inside there. Okay, this rock from Chloe is away. Coming in, Max and Megan are working hard on it. Morgan's going in on it. It's diving in there. It's coming in. Okay, it's in behind the cover. Now in the top 8. It's second shot, meaning it's the number 2 counting stone at this point. Yellow is still counting first. They still have shot rock, which means that they are the counting, the one that is at the center and counting there. Lots of activity happening over on sheet 2, as you saw perhaps in the right corner of one of the screens. Connor Chu throwing his rock. All right, back inside here. And yes, for those curious, I'd like to be able to get both audio mixed in there, but the current configuration doesn't allow me to do that without restarting the live stream, and I don't want to do that. So we're rocking with switching back and forth right now. Okay. You can hear some adults. Looking for a call to sweep over there. Let's see where the stone is going. Max's stone is going down and through. All right. So we are at 6-4 in the 7th end. We're at the last of the vice stones. From Connor Chu coming down. She's giving the ice for a fairly wide draw. So let's see where this goes. The rock's coming back in. You can see that on the screen as it comes back in. Going to come by. Will it get around? No, it's going to open that up a little bit. Open that up and roll over. All right. So now Morgan is signaling for Max to draw right down, basically draw down to the button. He wants him to draw down, do that same kind of thing that the previous rock did, go around the front guards, and then come right down onto that yellow in the background there. So we'll have to see. Max is throwing. The shot's away. And he was on the a little bit narrow on there, so he's going to wreck on the front stones. Let's see what happens there. Going on over there, trying to pull it. Yep. Okay. So it hit the guards up in the front there. So now we're back. We're down into skip stones because yellow won in the 6th end. Betsy O'Toole will throw first. Go back to the in-room audio for a minute. You heard the call there from Betsy O'Toole for T-line weight. She's looking to bring this right down to the T-line, the line that goes between the two, across the center of the circles there. So she's asking for that. She wants to draw right down to it. Ideally, if she can get down there and get in, it looks like it's going to hit the front guards from this perspective. And indeed it did, which isn't honestly bad because it's protecting, narrowing the channel through which Morgan has to draw to get in there. So now Morgan's got to go and do that same kind of thing, draw around those front guards and draw inside to land on the yellow. And here's the shot. The stone is there. They're kind of watching it to see where it's going to go. Looks like it's pretty heavy to come in there. Yep. Looks like it's going to go through the house and go on that. Okay, there's 2 more rocks to play. Betsy O'Toole has her last rock. And then Morgan will have 1 more rock after that. Morgan and Max looking at what they're going to do there. Betsy O'Toole did plug the hole fairly well there, as far as, I mean, there's still a hole that he can get through from this angle, but it certainly has reduced the scope of what he's got to do. Pretty much, I think, as they're saying, the only shot there really is to draw down through that hole, try to draw into the blue, and see if they can either knock the yellow out, in which case they might score 2, or at least to be in there and score. Now, this is the 7th end, so there'll be only one more end after this. There is a strategic advantage, perhaps, in having the final in the hammer in the final end, although not if you're down by 3. So Morgan's got to get there. It looks like it's a little bit outside, though. Uh-oh. This looks like it could wreck on the yellow and promote the yellow inside there. All right, that was not the desired outcome. Schenectady wound up now getting 2 points, so that'll put them up to be 8-4 at this point. Over on the other sheets, on the sheet 3, Nashua is ahead 6-2 going into the final, or this might be, no, this is still the 6th end. Looks like Nashua might have just taken 2 more. No, it looks like they're still going on in there. All right. So over on the other end, over in the second sheet, Cape Cod 2 scored a point in the 6th end to have it be 8-4 over there. Sorry, 8-3.
So anyway, fruit sales? Oh, yes, sorry.
First rock by Faith O'Toole in the 8th end went down and through. At this point, being up by 4, the Schenectady team really just needs to keep Petersham out of the rings. Make sure that rocks don't go in there, and play it fairly clean at that regard. Petersham at this point needs to do all it can to make sure that rocks are in the rings, and that one went through. So now the second shot from Faith O'Toole will be, well, she's calling for it to be up in there, so we'll see where they put it. All right, now we're into the second stone for Megan Ennis. Needing Morgan calling for it to draw down behind that guard and get in there. So the winner of this game will go directly into another game against Nash Stones at 4:30, and the loser will go to the Sunrise event happening tomorrow morning at 8:45. Okay, pulled that out in the front there. Betsy O'Toole calling for a shot to come down around, get in behind the guards and be there. All right, they're drawing down here now with Chloe York's first rock. Looking for that to draw down around into the rings. Looks like it's going to be, if the sweepers are going to make it in there, almost. Looks like it's just going to be come in as a biter. All right. Second rock for Zoe Ferrara. If you look at how the house is shaping up here, we've got one yellow rock at the very back, and we've got the red rock up in the front. Zoe Ferrara's rock coming down. Morgan moving up to get ready to sweep his rock, if that is able to tap it in a little bit. Gets a tiny little tap, moves in a little bit. He's ready to do that. The skip can sweep his or her own rocks if they're in front of the tee line. But can again only sweep the opposing rocks once they go past the tee line. Chloe York's second shot. She's getting ready to throw her, what will be her last shot of this game, because this is the final end. So whatever happens here, this is where the game will end for today, for this game. Here she goes. Okay. Coming on the outside. Morgan called for it to come around the guards and draw basically down into the button. Max and Megan working hard on that. Looking like they're trying to see if they can get it by that front red guard. That's the key. If they can get it by that front red guard, that's what's the most important thing. Nice shot. Brings it in there and gets it in there quite nicely. So it's exposed, still exposed. You can see a bit of it, but Betty O'Toole's calling for a draw in from that side, the left side, as we look at it from here. Coming around the outside edge is the goal, and this is Connor Chu who is going to be doing this. You can tell we've got sports interested folks around here. We've got on the TV in the warm room. We've also got a hockey game going on, and apparently there's some kind of football game happening this afternoon. For those not aware, the Patriots are playing, and that's big important things up here. All right, Morgan's calling for Max to do a draw, to do a guard up high. Really wants this to be up in the upper 12-foot. Oops, it's narrow on that regard, so it's coming down. They might wind up getting a tap out of it. Oh no, it's coming across a bit more. It might hit the yellow on there. Yeah. Comes out as a high guard, a certain level, although not quite what they're looking for. So, with 3 stones left, Petersham looking to try to figure out how to get 4 here in order to tie up the game. This is looking to be either a raise or a. Yep, it's a raise. Gets that in there and now has. It looks like Schenectady is now sitting. Looks like they're sitting second and probably third out of the 4 rocks in the house right now. Morgan calling Max to come down, hit that one, and ideally roll over. So Max, the shot is away. Morgan's watching it. Oops. Looks like I'm not sure they're going to get through. Might wick off of that, though. And get into the middle. All right. Almost. Almost. That was pretty good there. Looking to play the tap here. Beautiful tap right back in there. Very nice shot by Betsy O'Toole. Getting it right in there and like that. Now it's looking increasingly difficult for Morgan to figure out how to get 4 out of here. You can see him trying to figure out what combination of things he might be able to do here. Over on sheet 2, they're also in the 8th end. Coming down on those, they're just in the beginning of the first rocks there for leads. So Morgan Whitney throwing the first of his 2 rocks. Looks like he's going to try to do something with that front yellow to bounce around some of the. If he can maybe get something to come down there, but it looks like he's going to sail right through. Okay, I think he was trying to hit that front rock to hit down there and bounce the red over. Hit the red to hit into the yellow and try to get all that through there in a way that would work. Certainly not a bad attempt, not a bad thing to try when you're at this point. Okay, 2 rocks left in this game. It looks fairly certain that the Schenectady team will be going on at this point into the next game. That'll be against Nash Stones.
You gotta take three. I look at it, I think the guards are great, but you gotta still think, I think the truth is you need 3 points, you know? Yeah. If you're guarding up, you might get 1 or 2. But
I think she's still talking about drawing down in.
right, then you know they're gonna get 1. And then what you do is you
Let's see where this goes.
sort of gotta hope that they miss on one of them.
So now Morgan looks at what is his last shot. If there's any way he can get 4, I'm not quite sure what he's seeing there, but I guess he's maybe going to just try to draw down and get 2. Okay, last shot for Morgan Whitney. They're watching it come down. Let's see how this goes. Coming in on the outside like that, into the white. And it's time to shake hands. All right. That was the game. Congratulations to Schenectady. They'll be going on in this next end to play next game to play Nash Stones, and Petersham will go into the Sunrise 2 event tomorrow morning at 8:45. So thank you for watching. This was a good game here, and we'll see where it goes on from next. There will be another game at 4:30. I will probably be streaming it. We'll see which sheet we're actually doing. I'll keep the stream going for a little bit more so you can see the final bit of what's happening over for Petersham 2 over on the sheet next to us. I'll open up the room audio too so you can hear that as well.
It changed to 80% more speed. Stop. Thing. There we go.
Over on sheet 3, they shook hands there. Nashua won over Boston CC, and we'll go on into the third event final. Okay, so now over on sheet 2, it's quite a dramatic finish here, it looks like.
We need this one live.
Over on sheet 2, it's a nail biter as we get into the final rocks. Oh, what happened there was one of the guys fell down, but he missed the rock. But it is, they're trying to sweep this rock in, trying to get it in there. They're down by 3. They're trying to get that in there. They're going to go, and they've got it in there. Now, I think the Maureen, you can hear the excitement over here from the Cape Cod contingent because they're sitting there. They're sitting 3. I think it looks like Maureen Whitney has the last rock. They're sitting 3 with a possible 4th. There's one at the very back that it's hard to know whether it's in or not. I can't tell from this angle. So there's a great amount of excitement because it's all coming down to this shot. It's the final shot. Maureen Whitney coming here, drawing against 4. Now, I don't know what she's going to do here as far as whether she's going to draw in, because the draw shot's here to draw into the white is all she has to do. Not quite sure what she's calling. It looks like she's calling a hit, which is also good if you can just hit that and stay around, or hit it and roll in. That would be good. What do we think she's doing? I think she's doing a hit here and roll in. This is the shot for the game. They're down by 3. This is it. This is everything here. Let's see. It's going to come back. Going to come back. It's got to come back. Okay, got to hit it. Got to hit it. Boom. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Check the 4. Danny, check the 4. Check the 4.
All right. It looks like, oh, man. It looks like there's at least 3. They have to check on the 4th and see whether that one is still in. If it's 3, if there's 3 rocks, then it's tie score and they'll go into skip stones. If there's a 4th rock, then they didn't check the rock? Oh, okay. I guess they did not check the rock. There was a rock sitting there right at the very back end that could have been a biter, but I guess they moved that, and so they did not check it, so it's going to be tie score, and now it's going to come down to skips rocks. And so the way this works here, let's see if we get this right here. Okay. In the event of a tie, it's just going to be a skip draw, and it's throwing 1 stone each to determine the winning team. So it's all coming back down to this. Closest to the button wins the game.
May I point out that skip stones are very stressful because it's basically the whole game on 1 stone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You could just pretty much forget the last 8 ends and just do 1 stone, and that's it. So a little bit of pressure here on Anna Sanzali, who is throwing first for Cape Cod, and now she can use sweepers. So you can have sweepers on there to see who can bring that in there. I think it's got to be. All right, there are 3 sweepers on there. All right, as you can hear the crowd getting a little. All right, so it didn't get there. So now,
All Maureen has to do is get it into the house.
yeah, that's it. All right, here we go.
Why not? Well, it's a draw.
Well,
They just do it again. But I mean, you literally just have to touch it.
here we go. One. One final shot. She skipped another Bonspiel.
I think so.
Yeah, I think she has. But she's here. She's drawing. She's. This is it. This is for the game and for who goes on. Oh, it's looking pretty heavy. Don't. No. Off. Oh!
And that stone is in.
Wow. Congratulations to Peter Sam 2 winning a game on skip stones. That's pretty remarkable. All right. Thank you for watching. That's been this game at Peter Sam at Nashua Juniors Curling Bonspiel. Congratulations to Peter Sam 2. They're going on to some event there, and Cape Cod 2 will be going, I think, into the sunrise events and that. So, all right. Thank you for watching. That ends this game. We'll be back streaming something else on the 4:30 draw. I have to figure out which one we're doing. So back in a while. Bye for now.